Tilly Whitmore was a quiet, thoughtful girl who often felt like she belonged to another time. While her classmates obsessed over the latest trends, she preferred the scent of old books, the ticking of antique clocks, and the warmth of a well-brewed cup of tea. Her grandmother, the only one who understood her, had recently passed away, leaving Tilly a peculiar gift, a silver-plated tea set with intricate engravings of clocks and constellations. On the underside of the teapot, an inscription read, "For those who seek, time shall steep." One rainy afternoon, Tilly decided to brew a cup of tea using the strange teapot. As she poured the hot water, the room filled with a swirling mist. A soft hum vibrated through the air, and before she could react, the world around her shifted. When the mist cleared, Tilly found herself standing in a grand candlelit chamber. The scent of strong, spiced tea filled the air. A woman in rich silks, adorned with golden jewelry, looked at her with kind eyes. "You must be lost, child," the woman said, offering her a cup. Tilly hesitated but took a sip. Warmth spread through her, and a vision filled her mind. Warriors gathering in the room, discussing strategy, the fate of a kingdom resting on their shoulders. The woman smiled. "I am Empress Wu Zetian, and tea is not just a drink. It sharpens the mind, fuels wisdom, and shapes history." Tilly gasped. She had traveled to ancient China, but before she could ask more, the teapot in her hand vibrated again, releasing another puff of mist. This time, she landed in a modest parlor where women in corsets and elaborate gowns sipped tea in hushed tones. One of them, a woman with piercing eyes and an air of defiance, leaned forward. "You're young, but tell me, do you think women should have a say in the world?" Tilly nodded vigorously. The woman chuckled. "Then you would fit right in here. We're not just drinking tea. We're planning a revolution." Tilly's heart raced. Was this the meeting of the suffragettes? The woman introduced herself as Emmeline Pankhurst. The tea in Tilly's cup tasted strong and bold, like determination itself. "The world changes when people gather. Tea is not just comfort, it is action," Emmeline said. The teapot trembled again, pulling Tilly into another moment in time. The mist cleared, revealing a serene Japanese tea house. An elderly man, dressed in flowing robes, knelt before a steaming pot of matcha. He gestured for Tilly to sit. "Tea is not just about the world," he said, whisking the vibrant green powder into a frothy blend. "It is also about the self. The past cannot be changed, the future is uncertain. But this moment, this sip, it is yours." Tilly took a slow sip, and the warmth of the tea settled something deep within her, an ache she hadn't realized she carried since losing her grandmother. The teapot whistled again, and Tilly found herself back in her bedroom, her own cup of tea still warm in her hands. Had it been real? Or just a dream? She looked at the tea set and smiled. Perhaps time and tea were more intertwined than she had ever imagined. And maybe, just maybe, every cup held a story waiting to be told. From that day on, Tilly's tea parties were no longer just about drinking tea. They were about history, wisdom, and connection, just as her grandmother had always known.